Hi, in today's video, I just want to talk about the most important thing when it comes to chipping, and that's the ground contact. So if we hit the ground early, there's a decent chance we're going to fat it. And if we never hit the ground, there's a decent chance we're going to thin the ball. So we want to take away those two sort of bad shots, the fat shot and the thin shot. So to take away the thin shot, we need to make sure we do hit the ground to some degree. Will be a safe way to do that. Obviously, to avoid the fat shot, we've got to make sure we don't hit the ground before the ball. So the fat shot is linked to obviously hitting the ground early. A thin shot really is linked to never hitting the ground at all. So we've got to make sure we hit the ground and then hit the ground in the correct place. So technique-wise, there's one most important thing we want to do to achieve that, and basically move the low point, the bottom of the circle, to this side of the golf ball. So if the swing bombs out too soon, you could hit the ground early, and if it misses the ground, it could rise up through the ball. So the most important thing in simple terms is to get the low point, the bottom of the swing, on this side of the golf ball. If you imagine where the chest is say the center of that circle, we want to make sure we position the chest to the left as I look at it of the golf ball. So we're basically looking for the little bit of lean of the body. We can also have chest rotation in there. We're basically pointing sternum or imagining the bottom of the swing being over in this position. Let's say if we lean back or we sort of hang back this way, in our mind, it might feel like we want to get the ball up in the air. All that does is lift the club upwards or shifts a low point back here. Obviously the club's going to start to rise. So obviously some other more complexities to it, but if you get that low point in the right place in terms of the head of the golf ball, if I'm leaning left enough, all I've got to do then is control the height of the swing. So I could still thin it potentially, I'm leaning left, but if it was too high, I'd still thin it. And if I went back and then dropped, I could still fat it, but I've took one of the big variables out of that. So we've got the low point, the base of the swing, or the attack angle, forwards and downwards. So we're going to get that nice ball and turf contact. And so the big thing, you've got to hit the ball before the ground. So the little ball before the big ball.